did you see Cam Whitmore, man, in the Houston Rockets? Because we were talking about this earlier, how they're so crowded on that team that guys
Yeah,
like Jabari Smith, he's barely having any minutes to play, man, on this crowded team, and he's a good player. But Cam Whitmore, man, he made a little comeback because they sent him to the G League, and he kind of did his thing. But NBA legend, man, Ron Harper, he kind of called him out on Twitter for kind of being selfish. Yeah, so Ron Harper actually said, today's players are all about me and not about the teams. Go back to the old days and trade players to the worst teams in the league. So he kind of sent shots on Cam Whitmore's way. Cam Whitmore, he actually walked off the court into the locker room, and after the Rockets won it, and he did not even celebrate with the squad. He had 17 points in 18 minutes, 6 of 8
I think
shooting.
the grievance with him, I assume, is a lack of consistent playing time.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah,
killing it too in that game. Like 18 minutes, you dropped 17 points, only missed 2 shots. Like Ron Harper just making that tweet. That's all he said. I'm pretty sure he was talking about Cam Whitmore. He said today's
no,
players are all about me and not about the teams. We need to go back to the old days and trade players to the worst teams in the league.
I think that's be good. I think that's good for Cam Whitmore, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
If I'm gonna keep it real, maybe like Brooklyn or teams that kind of can let him play basketball, he'd enjoy it.
yeah. I mean, Whitmore is kind of going through it with the Rockets, man. But this is another
Yeah,
problem that we're gonna have
but
in
dude,
the
we forget
league.
these guys are kids, man. Like,
No, it's not even
they're-
that, but like think
yeah,
about it. We were talking about this earlier, how the rookie class is kind of balanced. There's a lot of guys who can affect games. They can come in.
yeah,
They're kind of more professionalized. They're kind of more structured and balanced. The league is like this now. There is no coming in. I'm gonna get the Jalen Green treatment for 2 seasons just to do me. There's
yeah,
there's not too many teams right now we could say where a young draft pick could come in and just say, "Hey, I'm gonna score a bunch of points," and then they're gonna let me take all the shots. It's a complete different league right now, and I think
yeah,
I think Cam Whitmore is just he needs to get adjusted to it. There's a bunch of guys who could average 30 a night, or even like 20 a night, and they're sitting on the bench. They're playing like
yeah.
16 minutes.
That's just how the league is, bro. I think, especially young talent, right? Young teams. I'm looking at the Magic. I'm looking at kind of the Magic in Oklahoma and Houston. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, these are like the best young teams that NBA could offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, I'm like, dude, where do you put these guys? Like, at some point, you kind of have to think that. Even the Pistons, there's times where I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, where do you put a lot of these guys?
Facts. Like, and it might be too many guys at the same time.
Yeah,
It might be too many guys because it's just how the landscape is like. Because they used to have enforcers. The NBA just used to have a bunch of brolic guys who were just athletic, and they just had to come in and just collect fouls.
yeah. Those days are kind of like gone at this point. I think now the league has much more of a stretch league. Like, I think power forwards have much more of a role now instead of being enforcers.
Oh yeah, for
And I,
sure.
I gotta give credit, like that's Barkley's doing, to be honest with you. Um, I gotta give credit to Barkley Malone. They kind of changed that a big time for the power forward position, and Dirk, Tim, and Kevin Garnett, they elevated it.
Yeah, they did, and now you see guys like Evan Mobley. He kind of struggled in the beginning, and now he's bringing up the ball. He's their playmaker. It's just a different era, man. Nowadays, it's just a complete different era. I feel like sometimes the old school guys, they just have to accept like the everything evolves.
Yeah,
But this is the me era at the same time too. I think social media has something to do with it too, because at least those guys, if they weren't starting or they thought they should get more minutes, at least they might have to answer questions in the media. But other than that, they went home. The TVs were off. Now these guys, the fucking device in their hands is on 24/7.
yeah,
So it's like everyone's gonna be asking, like they didn't have to deal with the fans 24/7 on the social media. Like they make a regular post. You know what I'm saying? Yo, how come you didn't get any minutes, man? You should be getting more minutes. I feel like Cam might have more noise in his ear.
Oh, 100, bro. I mean, dude, like you said, going on social media, you'll see discussions of Cam Whitmore's playing minutes, or whatever, despite the Rockets winning. And the Rockets, there's so many minutes you can give to your players.
You know what's so